The murder of rapper Nipsey Hussle shocked the world, leaving his fans devastated and searching for answers. The Grammy-nominated artist had been gunned down outside his clothing store in South Los Angeles in 2019, leaving 2 bystanders injured in the process. The perpetrator, Eric R. Holder, Jr., was found guilty of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted voluntary manslaughter after a months-long trial. On Wednesday, he was sentenced to at least 60 years in prison by Superior Court Judge H. Clay Jackie. As the sentence was read out, Holder appeared emotionless, dressed in orange jail attire. His attorney, Aaron Jansen, said that he planned to appeal the verdict, but given the high-profile nature of the case, it would be a tough road ahead. Prosecutors argued that the attack was premeditated, while Holder's defense team claimed that it was a heat-of-the-moment decision, sparked by a conversation he had with Hussle about rumors that he was cooperating with police. Hussle's death had left a void in the music industry and his community, where he had grown up and was a member of the Rollin' 62nd Street Gang as a teenager. But he had turned his life around and was using his platform to invest in his community, including opening his Marathon clothing store. Before his death, he had reached out to the Los Angeles Police Department to discuss ways to prevent gang violence in the neighborhood. The news of Holder's sentencing brought some closure to Hussle's family, friends, and fans, but it couldn't bring him back. His legacy as a musician and community leader lived on, and he was posthumously awarded 2 Grammy Awards for Best Rap Performance and Best Rap Song Collaboration in 2020. He was also honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The outpouring of support from fans across the country had been overwhelming. Tributes poured in, with people sharing their favorite Hussle songs and moments, while others used his death as a rallying cry to end gun violence in America. The tragedy had touched the lives of many, and his legacy would continue to inspire and motivate generations to come. But for now, the news of Holder's sentencing had brought some closure to the case, and the city of Los Angeles breathed a sigh of relief. The memory of Hussle would live on, and his impact on his community would never be forgotten. In the days following the sentencing, there was a sense of closure in the city of Los Angeles, but the memory of Nipsey Hussle continued to live on. His music and his message had touched the lives of millions, and his legacy had become even more powerful in death. People from all walks of life paid tribute to the late rapper in different ways. Some continued to post their favorite Hussle songs on social media, while others honored him by wearing Marathon clothing gear or displaying his iconic image in their homes. Many also followed in his footsteps by working to improve their communities and fight against social injustice. Despite the progress that had been made in Hussle's community, gun violence remained a major issue in America. Every year, thousands of lives were lost to senseless acts of violence, and families were left to mourn the loss of their loved ones. But Hussle's death had sparked a movement, with people from all over the country coming together to demand change. In the months that followed, the city of Los Angeles made significant progress in combating gun violence. The police department increased their efforts to crack down on illegal firearms and gang-related activity, while community leaders worked to provide support and resources for at-risk youth. Hussle's Marathon clothing store also continued to operate, providing jobs and opportunities for people in the neighborhood. Meanwhile, Eric Holder remained behind bars, serving out his sentence for the murder of Nipsey Hussle. The tragedy had forever changed the lives of those involved, leaving a scar on the city of Los Angeles and the music industry as a whole. But Hussle's legacy lived on, inspiring people to make positive change in their communities and work towards a better future. As the years went by, Hussle's impact continued to grow. His music continued to resonate with fans, while his message of empowerment and community building remained just as relevant as ever. His Marathon clothing store expanded, becoming a symbol of hope and resilience for people all over the world. Despite the tragic circumstances of his death, Nipsey Hussle had become a hero to many, his legacy serving as a reminder that one person's actions could have a profound impact on the world around them. His memory would continue to live on, inspiring future generations to make a positive difference in their communities and work towards a better tomorrow. In the years that followed, Nipsey Hussle's influence continued to inspire artists and activists alike. His music and message had become a rallying cry for social justice, with people across the country continuing to honor his legacy. As time went on, the city of Los Angeles continued to make progress in tackling the issues that had led to Hussle's untimely death. Gang violence had decreased, and the police department had implemented a number of initiatives aimed at strengthening the relationship between law enforcement and the community. Hussle's Marathon clothing store had also become a beacon of hope in the neighborhood, providing jobs and opportunities for local residents. Eric Holder remained behind bars, serving out his sentence for the murder of Nipsey Hussle. In the years since the shooting, he had expressed remorse for his actions, acknowledging the pain and suffering he had caused. However, for many, his sentence could never truly bring back the life that had been lost. Despite the tragedy of his death, Nipsey Hussle's legacy had become a source of inspiration for people all over the world. His message of empowerment and community building had resonated with fans from all walks of life, and his music continued to be celebrated for its honesty and authenticity. In the years since his passing, Nipsey Hussle had become a symbol of hope and resilience, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, one could still make a positive difference in the world. His memory would continue to live on, inspiring future generations to fight for justice and work towards a better tomorrow. The murder of Nipsey Hussle shocked and saddened people all over the world. The rapper was a beloved figure not just for his music, but for his commitment to his community and his efforts to create positive change in the world. The details of the shooting were chilling. Hussle had been standing outside his Marathon clothing store in South Los Angeles when he was approached by Eric Holder. The two had reportedly known each other and had even had a conversation prior to the shooting. However, what exactly was said during the conversation remains unclear. According to prosecutors, Holder had become angry and jealous after hearing rumors that Hussle had called him a snitch. In a fit of rage, he returned to the store with a gun and opened fire on Hussle and two other men who were standing nearby. Hussle was hit multiple times and fell to the ground. Holder then kicked him in the head before fleeing the scene. Despite the efforts of paramedics, Hussle was pronounced dead a short time later. The shooting also left two other men injured, one of whom was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Both men eventually recovered from their injuries. In the aftermath of the shooting, there was an outpouring of grief and anger from fans, friends, and family members. Many took to social media to express their shock and disbelief, while others organized vigils and memorials in Hussle's honor. As the investigation into the shooting unfolded, more details emerged about Eric Holder's troubled past. He had a history of violence and had previously been arrested on multiple occasions for crimes ranging from assault to theft. Despite his troubled past, Holder's actions on that fateful day in March 2019 were unforgivable. His decision to take the life of a beloved community leader and musician will forever be remembered as a senseless act of violence that left a community grieving and mourning the loss of one of its brightest lights. Despite the tragedy of Nipsey Hussle's death, his legacy continues to live on. His music, his philanthropy, and his commitment to his community continue to inspire people all over the world. The sentencing of Eric Holder to at least 60 years in prison for the murder of Nipsey Hussle provided some sense of justice for the rapper's family and friends, as well as for the wider community that he had done so much to support. But ultimately, it is the memory of Nipsey Hussle himself that will endure. His message of hope, positivity, and empowerment continues to resonate with people of all backgrounds and ages, and his commitment to making a difference in the world remains an inspiration to us all. As the world continues to grapple with issues of inequality, injustice, and violence, the legacy of Nipsey Hussle serves as a powerful reminder of the difference that one person can make. Though he may be gone, his spirit lives on, inspiring us all to be the change we wish to see in the world.